Hello, my name is Jason Thorough, and I work over at Whitman Middle School. I teach seventh grade math, and what I want to focus today on are scripts. More specifically, what can they do? So, as I tell the story about scripts, I want to put it into real life context for you. Every year I have to test, and I have to give it to all of my students because it helps indicate if they're in the right placement, whether they're in my accelerated class or my regular class. It's just another indicator that we utilize to make sure that they're in the proper placement. Now, every one of these on their own is fine, but it's a collection of these that take a lot of time, right? We all know that. So every year I have to proctor this algebra aptitude test to 120 kids. And of course, that takes time to not only give it, proctor it, but then to grade it. I have to go through, it takes about a minute per test. Not a lot of time at all. We have a good system there, but still, it's 2 hours of time. Then I have to put all the scores into an Excel document that's labeled alphabetically, and it has all the students in the school. So that takes time to locate your student, put in their score, because as you know, they don't turn their assignments in alphabetically. So the total time that I spend on this every year is 3 hours. And it is what it is. It isn't a grade, but it does help make sure or ensure the proper placement, which is important. But see, this is what the old answer sheet looked like here. It was just simply 1 through 15, had the letters on it, and then if they would answer it, I put a key on top of it. It was very easy to see what the score was, but it took time. But here's the bigger problem. 6 teachers are giving this exact same assessment, so it's not just me that's spending 3 hours. It's 5 other teachers as well. Now, they might not be spending as much time, or they might be spending more time, but the point is a lot of time is being spent on ensuring if students are in the right placement. Now, I don't want to stop doing that because that is important, but I want to start working smarter and not harder. So this last year we piloted actual form. So we created a form that students submitted via Chromebooks. It looked very similar to the answer key that I showed you before, but it was on a form and it printed out the results like this onto a spreadsheet. So I have all the students' names here, not alphabetical. And I can see all of their answers. So I basically have a whole class and I can look at all of the results, which is okay, but still not great. It doesn't help me save time. Until I ran the Flubberoo script. Now what Flubberoo does for you is it actually will take a spreadsheet and it acts very similar to what a teacher would do. You have an answer key and it matches up all those different spreadsheet answers to your answer key that you put in. And it grades it immediately. Not only will it grade it immediately for you, but it'll also send the students an email back telling them how they did on it. So it's instant feedback. This is what it actually looks like. So instead of that spreadsheet that I had before, the names are all alphabetized. I have the average amount of points. I have the number of low scoring questions. I have the counted submissions. I have the point value or points possible. For each student, I have what they actually received, what score. I have the percentage, and then I can see how they actually did on each of the 60 questions. I can see if they got 1 point or 0. Even better than that, it actually goes through and looks at any question that on average 65% of my class did not understand. So it really helps me target instruction. So if there's something that the whole class just did not get, we could focus in on that. So the total time for using Flubberoo, because you're probably thinking, okay, cool, but you just created another job to do. And you're right, I totally did. But making the form took 20 minutes. Grading 120 assessments took 30 seconds. As soon as I ran the script, it was done. Entering the results into a spreadsheet took about 15 minutes, so about 1/4 the time. So all in, this took about 35 minutes and 30 seconds, which is a lot better than 3 hours. Now there's some good news. Check this out. Since I made the form this year as part of that pilot, that form doesn't have to be created anymore. It could be shared. Therefore, that 20-minute time period that I used before never has to be done again. It's already been made. You make it once, you share it. Teachers have the results instantly. Teachers can analyze the results easier. What I don't have on here is students get to see their results as well. So what can scripts do? Give us the time to do what matters. And what is that? Teach.